We tore apart a Predator 670cc engine
Voila.
and rebuilt it to go 90 miles per hour. But at that speed, the tires could fail, the engine could explode, and control is just an illusion. We've built a ton of bikes, and this is pushing our limits, but there's no turning back now.
In this video, we're going to be completely upgrading our 670cc mini bike monster. But before we do, we need to see just how fast it goes stock so we have something to compare it to. Before we take it out on the road, Dad, what was one of the things that people recommended that we do?
Change the rear sprocket.
So what do we got on there right now?
We have a 42 tooth sprocket from a 60.
So we had 60 before.
Yeah.
And we didn't really go that fast. So
No.
this hopefully will give us a lot more top speed.
Yes, it will.
Any idea on how much more?
Not really.
Okay, well, there you have it. Again, 100% stock. We got a smaller rear sprocket. Let's go see how fast this is. Dad, let's get your helmet and go for a ride.
Okay, perfect.
And this video is sponsored by Performance Mad. They've been generous enough to give us the parts so that we can really push the limits of what's possible. So if you're interested in upgrading your bike, be sure to go over to the link in the description to get your performance parts from Performance Mad. So we have our speedometer app open here. It does use GPS, so it's not going to be 100% accurate, but it should give us a good idea of where we're at, and we're going to be using this once we upgrade the engine. But here we have it, Dad. What do you think our top speed's going to be?
Hopefully 60 miles an hour.
You think 60 miles per hour?
Yeah.
I don't think we even got close to that last time
No, we
with the
didn't.
62 sprocket. So if you think you're going to do it,
I'm going to try.
okay. So
If not, go faster.
let's do it. All right, let's
Okay.
start it up.
$58 miles an hour. That's the fastest you can go.
With this guy?
58, yep.
Holy crap. All right, so the benchmark is 58 miles per hour top speed right now, how it is, stock, which is actually way quicker than I thought it was gonna go.
I thought it was going to go 60 miles an hour.
You were close, you were 2 miles off.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Like, I did not expect us to hit 60 miles an hour because of just changing the sprocket. That's the only thing we did before with the 62 sprocket. I think we were probably getting 30 miles per hour.
Yeah. Well,
we don't have the exact amount because we didn't measure it, but we know for sure there's a huge improvement with this. So with that being said, Dad, now the fun part begins.
got to get that governor out.
We got to get the governor out. We got to upgrade it, guys. We got a ton of parts. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
So we got the 670 off of our bike, and now we have all the parts from Performance Mad laid out here on our workbench. So we're going to start assembling it. So thank you so much, Performance Mad, for sending us all these parts. If you're interested in modifying and upgrading your 670 engine, then click the link in the description to check them out because they have everything you can imagine and more. Dad, why don't you walk us through what we have?
Okay, what we got here is we got a nice set of heads, already been machined out for the exhaust and ported for the intake. Then we got a beautiful set of rocker covers.
Machined out of aluminum.
Machined out of aluminum. Roller rockers for this build also. Upgraded valve springs, connecting rods. Then we got a nice beautiful intake.
Because one of the issues with this is that it has a big air filter on top, which isn't great when you're running this on a bike. So then we got a nice carburetor and an air filter that will work way better on this engine.
A nice Mikuni Carb. We got a nice beautiful machined flywheel.
So it's a billet aluminum flywheel.
Yeah. And then we got our nice beautiful cam. Now I'm not really sure what size lift it's on this, and it looks like it could be adjusted. Then we got some push rods, nice beautiful push rods, really, really nice. Beautiful copper gaskets that we're going to be sticking on the heads. And then I got to take this guy apart first
Yeah, so okay.
before I can start on it.
So as you guys can see, plenty of parts. Again, link in the description for all of them. I think a lot of these parts come in one like performance upgrade kit, and then I think you have to order these separately. But for the most part, I think you can get most of this in one kit. Again, it will be linked in the description. But Dad, let's go ahead and start taking that apart.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's rusted. We know building a souped up, modified 670cc V-twin mini bike is probably crazy. We know some of you guys are already gonna comment down below saying this is totally unnecessary, but that's the whole point of mini bikes. If you agree, let us know in the comments, but if you disagree, let us know too. What would you have done different? We're always open to feedback, and we'd love to hear how you would build and design your MBK1 and how you would push the limits of what's possible on your bike. All right, what have we done and what do we have to do?
Okay, so I got all the tin off and all the coils off, the starters off, the intake is off, and the carburetor's off. So now it's going to take the heads off.
Okay.
And then pull this side cover off. But
What about the flywheel?
So lesson learned, we can't use the small oven because it just shuts off automatically after it hits the timer. So we're gonna just use our big oven, and this way here we don't have to worry about shutting off. Also, it's probably gonna be actually a little hotter. So Mantini kitchen, where we cook steel in an oven and hope. Did it go on?
yep.
We did it.
Beautiful. That's nice.
Did you touch it?
Oh yeah, it's nice and hot this time.
All right, so we got the flywheel done. That's ready to go.
Voila.
What is it preventing from
Well,
rotating?
what's happened is it opens this up here.
This opens up.
That's a part of the governor there, yeah, when it goes to a certain speed.
And as it opens up, it slows it down.
Yeah, so that when you're pulling the throttle, this will turn.
Which will turn.
This turns.
Okay,
So it's only meant to go so far.
so when that turns, that prevents this from rotating or coming out big enough all
Yeah.
the way. So are we getting rid of this too then?
Yeah, everything.
If we're removing the governor?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing? We're removing it?
Yeah, we're gonna remove it. Oh!
All right.
Oh my God, here it is. Looks like brand new still.
It is still brand new.
Look at that, eh?
Now that we got it, I think what's the next step? I think we have to tap a hole,
We're
right?
gonna tap this hole here.
So that's the hole for the governor.
Yeah.
So now that we don't have it, we need to seal it. So we're using a 11/32 drill bit, and this is gonna allow us to drill and then tap that hole so that we can go ahead and plug it up. Right. Looks like everything is good. So now I guess we're gonna get the crank back in there, and then we're gonna go ahead and mount the pistons on to the rods, and then we're gonna get ahead and put everything in. So give me an update. What do we got? How's it going?
Okay, pistons are in, connector rods are in, torque down, everything's lubed up. Just put the lifters in now, and now we're gonna put this nice beautiful cam in.
Perfect. Is it going like you thought? Easier, harder? How is
So
it
far
going?
it's going good.
Yeah?
Going nice and easy, yeah.
So yeah, everything's nice and torqued. So now we're gonna get this guy in there. So let's line it up.
Beautiful. Oh, oh.
So seeing it all come together, it's so crazy to think that a few years ago, we didn't even have a frame for an idea like this. Then in that time, not only did we design our own MBK1 frame, we also were able to get the 670 engine, put it in there, ride it, enjoy it. And now here we have a fully built, modified 670 that's gonna be going in it. Like if you told me 2 years ago that we would be doing this, I never would have thought that this would actually be on our workbench right now, which is pretty exciting. What do you think, Dad? How long have we've probably been working on this for about 10 hours.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
About 10 hours for sure.
And again, that's because it's our first time we're going slow with it. So I would say conservatively, probably 8 to 10 hours is what it would take to fully build this engine. The first time you're doing it, especially if you're not making a YouTube video about it as well. But we're almost done. I can't wait to hear it. All right, so we were playing with the wiring on the workbench over there, but then we had a really cool idea. So instead of running all the wires on the top, we're gonna run them around. But then we thought about it a little bit more. We don't need to run all the wires back here unless we keep the ignition underneath the seat. So we had a genius idea. What if we only run the power, so the positive right here, to the front, and then let's figure out a different spot for the ignition, maybe down here or something. But as we looked at it further, my dad had a really good idea. Well, what if we actually just hide all the wires behind the plastic and then move the ignition somewhere up here, or we even just put a hole here and have the ignition on the outside. There's so much room inside of this between the actual engine and the plastic that we can just have all the cables on the inside, and then we can have the ignition mounted here solid. So we're really excited about that. And then also on these engines here, there is a fuse. And so we're gonna have a little hole at the front up here for the little button to stick out so that we can click it if we need to reset the fuse. So that's what we're gonna work on now. It's gonna take a little bit of time to figure it out. But the best part about all of this is that now all of the wires are gonna be completely concealed. Like, you really won't see any, yeah, maybe a little bit at the front, but for the most part, they're all gonna be behind there. And this black wire, well, technically it's red wires, this positive is gonna be covered up anyways with the torque converter. So realistically, it's gonna be a nice, clean looking bike after all, because now it's so open and it's beautiful. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Sounds like a plan?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I got all of this nicely cut. Now, it's not perfect first time doing it. There's a couple areas where I probably could use some improvement. I think I went down a little too much here, and then I accidentally nicked this part right here, but we could fill that in. I can actually use plastic weld and stuff to fill that in. But now we have everything cut off exactly where it should, and this will give us more clearance for us to be able to see what it looks like. Definitely looks a lot cleaner now, which is nice. Maybe the button should go up here for the fuse, and then the other one will go, the ignition will go somewhere here. I have the fuse now in there. The nice thing is that we can actually rotate this however we want, but the coolest part is that it actually looks like it's from factory. So this is gonna be on the front. So in the event you need to just, you know, hit that fuse button, you can right there, which is really good. And then again, all the wires will come in. And realistically, we might be able to put all of the wires in here. It literally is like designed for it. So for in order for the ignition to stay in one place and not just spin around, this is part of the plate that comes with it when you get the engine. But now what we're gonna do is take it and we're gonna plastic weld it to this. So I have this sheet here, which is like kind of like a metal. And what happens is when you heat it up, it's gonna press itself naturally into the plastic. But then I'm gonna take leftover plastic from when I cut it and I'm gonna melt it over top of it. So this will secure this little bracket in place. So when you turn the key, it won't actually like rotate the ignition itself. So I gotta do that now. We officially have it plastic welded in there. Now, obviously, this is not gonna be seen. You could sand it down and stuff, but it is nice, it's secure. No way that that will ever come loose. Let's grab this and let's see how she looks. That goes in the back just like that. And then this will screw on at the front. So we officially have all the wires plugged in here. What we did was we created a bunch of little connectors. I don't know if I have any out to show you. We have a few of these connectors like this. So on the inside, there's a whole set of connectors. So we can actually take this apart, unplug it all, and then this comes off. And then now these will actually just be separate out here. Now we're gonna clean this up. We still gotta condense and shorten these. And ideally the wires will just go from here directly into this. And also we still gotta figure out a way to prevent the wires from coming out and getting caught in the flywheel. But we're really confident that it's gonna work well. And yeah, now we're just gonna take the engine, put it back on the workbench, and then clean up the wiring and basically minimize this as much as possible and then lock them in there. So how you feeling?
Yeah, it's good.
Looking good. right, the engine is officially ready for the frame, which is really exciting. Now, we got lucky. We didn't have a throttle cable for this setup just yet, but my dad luckily likes to build Honda Z50s, or we like to say Z50s because we're Canadian, and that throttle cable actually works. So, the only issue is...
It's long enough to bolt onto the handlebar, which I hope it is.
We hope. As you can see, it's a pretty small throttle cable, but the original design, the throttle cable had to come here, which I guess technically is the same length. So
I don't know. Well, we'll find out.
We're going to find out. If it's not long enough, we're going to have to order one. And it's going to delay it a couple days, but ultimately we have to get the right one. We can't ride this by just pulling on this with our hand. We still
can start it.
We could definitely start it. We just can't ride it, but hopefully it will work. But yeah, so these are all the parts that we have that we need to bring up. We got our plate for the actual torque converter. We got our battery box, bunch of stuff in there. But as we were looking at the swing arm, we had an idea. This is the original, this is like prototype 2 frame right here, but this is what it looks like on our bike upstairs. But we were talking and we were thinking, what if we actually swap this out to be a live axle? So this is our current production run of swing arms. And so as you can see at the back here, we have these brackets, which have these divots built in so that you can move the rear wheel forward and backwards, and then you secure it with this tab here. So this will allow you to adjust the rear wheel. But what we're doing now is we're gonna be swapping the bracket with this. This will allow us to actually use these type of bearings, and this will enable us to use a live axle for the swing arm instead of having to rely on the axles that we have. And now this is something that we're doing for our 670 bike, but we may be offering this in the future, or we may be replacing this with just this by itself. So the goal is, by using an actual jack shaft like this, which is 3/4 of an inch thick, we're now not gonna have to worry about it bending because this should be able to support it. But also, I think in the long run, this will actually be a better way to do the rear end. Now you might be like, well, we need adjustability on that rear wheel, but you don't need to because we have a chain tensioner. So ultimately, we're gonna be the guinea pigs, we're gonna test this out, and if it works great, then we may put it into production. All right, so Tom just finished welding, and now we're gonna let it cool down because it's really hot, and then I'm gonna sandblast it. Probably should have sandblasted it before, but it's okay. We're gonna take care of it, and then we'll be able to actually bring this back to the powder coater. They're gonna paint it the exact same color, but before we do that, we probably should test it on the bike. So we're gonna take care of this, test it on the bike, and then we'll bring it off to the powder coater. Okay, so the swing arm is officially sandblasted, ready for paint. We got our new brackets on there. I think they look good. But ultimately, before we send this off to get painted to match the frame, we just want to go ahead and bolt everything to it. We got our live axle bearings right here. We got our sprocket. We have our hub that's now bolted onto the wheel like that. As you can see, this wheel is now a live axle wheel. Now, unfortunately, the hub that we got did not work directly with this wheel, and so we had to make 4 new holes, and I accidentally made 2 holes that I didn't need to make. But our hub is on there now, which is good, and we have temporary hardware. We're going to get all nice new hardware so everything looks good. We got these carriage bolts to hold the actual bearings in to the brackets there. But yeah, what are your thoughts, Dad?
Yeah, I know. Let's see if it fits. Everything fits good, and then let's send it out to get repowder coated.
We're confident that the wheel and this live axle setup will actually work. So we're gonna go ahead and bring this to the powder coater so they can make it match our frame. Let's take this off and get it to the powder coaters.
So we have the engine up here, it's looking good. And we're getting our torque converter on. We just need to figure out the spacing again because things might have shifted a little bit, but we're getting there. We should be able to get this started. So after we brought it up, we ran into one unfortunate situation with the throttle cable. Unfortunately, this part of the cable is just way too small, so it doesn't work in your traditional twist grip. So we're gonna be able to start it today, but we're not gonna be able to test ride it because we're gonna need to get a proper throttle cable. so that we can actually use this. Because the worst thing that can happen is we try to ride this by pulling on that throttle and we're just gonna wipe out, and that's not our goal. And then one of the other things that we still know that we need to do, for the exhaust that we currently have, as you may remember from the original build when we started this, we used the tubing of a frame that wasn't usable. And so we actually converted that into an exhaust, but the problem is the tube was too small. And so what we decided to do was just use it temporarily, but we're gonna upgrade the exhaust to 1¼ inch rather than the 1 inch that we currently have. So we actually 3D printed elbows and straightaways so that we can go ahead and just design it exactly how we need it, and then we can fabricate it. Now the cool part though, is it gives us the opportunity to potentially redesign the exhaust. Do we want it to go out the back? Do we want it to go down where it was? Either way, we have the opportunity to redesign it. So let us know in the comments what you think we can do instead of the original design. Now the original design is really cool, I love it, but we do have the chance to potentially do this. So let's get back to the build. All right, so we just put some gas in it. My dad put the battery in, and I think, are we ready to start it?
No, I'll help if I hook up the power wire first.
Oh, we have no power?
No.
From the look on my dad's face, I could tell something was off.
I don't like that clicking sound.
Turns out there were a few threaded bosses on the engine block that the flywheel was actually making contact with. So all we gotta do is shave them down a bit and we'll be good to go.
So there's a few things we still need to tweak before we can take it for its first official test ride. We still need to break it in completely, even though it was kind of broken in since this engine was what we used before. But we gotta figure out what's going on so that we can make sure that before we do a run, if we hit 90 miles an hour, we don't want it to blow up on us. So I guess we just gotta keep getting to work. And instead of showing you all the little details, we'll just jump back when it's good to go, and then we'll take it for a ride, because we know that's what you want to see. So hit that like button, and as soon as you do, we'll be back and hopefully riding this thing so we could see just how much faster we will go. All right, Dad, ready?
Yep.
Hey.
Let's give it a test drive.
How you feeling?
Good.
Excited?
Yeah.
Nervous?
A little bit.
You think it's gonna run?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
I got faith.
With that being said, we have the right fuel, we have the right oil, and now we're ready to actually take it for a full-on speed test. What are your predictions? What do you think?
Oh, we should get over 60 miles an hour.
We already did 60. we hit 58 when we first tested it without these parts. I'm hoping that we get close to 90 now. However, speaking to Zach over at Performance Mad, there's one thing still that we could probably do to increase a little bit more of the performance, which is changing the jet. Yeah. The jet that we have right now in there is the one that comes with the Mikuni Carb. But realistically, I think it's like a 17 or something like that. We should bump it up to a 20, and that should give us a little bit more power, but ultimately it shouldn't affect our ability to ride it today and to get close to that top speed. So yeah, with that being said, I'm hoping closer to 90, but Dad, you think what? You think we're gonna hit the same speed, 60?
No,
what
no.
Is that?
A little faster.
Maybe a little faster. So, okay, let's start it up, warm it up, and let's see how fast it can go. I think she looks really good.
Yeah, nice and sparkly.
It's definitely, yeah, this paint, I love this paint. It's one of those like sleeper paints where you don't really see the detail until you get into the sun.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Like you could really see all those really cool colors, but from a distance, it just kind of looks like a gray, dark color. But anyways, should we start it up?
Yep.
Hard to tell how fast he is going just by standing here, but he is quick. So We'll see when he gets back what the speedometer says. But we'll probably do a couple passes just to make sure we have like the average, but it looks like it's going pretty quick. What'd you hit?
59.
How's that, how do you only get 1 mile an hour more?
I need a long straightaway.
Oh, are you saying you're not getting enough to go?
No, because I'm coming up so fast to the cars, I gotta let off. I need to go on a long straight road.
So you haven't hit top speed because
No.
you don't have a long, so this road was long enough before.
Yeah, now it's not.
Where are we gonna go? This is the road that we did our test last time because we thought it was long enough, which it was. But now that we just have more top end, we realistically can't safely test this out because the road is just too short. So obviously this has to do with the lower gear ratio, but we're using the same gearing ratio that we were when we tested it before all the performance parts. So it's actually crazy to think that this has so much more top end that road, we thought it would be way long enough, is just not big enough for us to do it. So back here, which we'll drive to, there is a main road, kind of main road. It's like a back road. The only issue is traffic. Like, do you feel comfortable and confident that you'll be okay?
Yeah.
I'll be behind you, so there won't be any cars up your butt.
Yeah.
Just be careful over the tracks.
Now the thing about public roads is, one car in the wrong spot at the wrong time, and everything is over.
Alright, that's nothing. Well, he's giving her. Holy crap. This car could barely keep up. I'm doing 90 kilometers an hour right now, which would be almost 60 miles. But now we're gonna run into the problem because there's gonna be other cars, which is not good.
Looks like this road is way too busy. So we're gonna head to a different stretch to give it another shot.
I can't even keep up with him. He's just flying. And this car, you know, obviously it's a normal car. It's a Kia Forte, so it's not obviously super quick, but yeah, man, he just goes. That bike is fast. I still don't think we're hitting our top speed yet, but it definitely feels like he's getting up there.
$71 miles an hour.
You hit 71?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Yeah, it felt like you went faster there.
Might as well do one more pass just to make sure.
Hallelujah.
So,
It's good. 71 miles an hour.
71.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 71 miles an hour, man.
71 miles an hour. How did that feel on a mini bike?
Actually, it wasn't bad this time around. I wasn't so nervous.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wasn't so nervous this time. I felt pretty good.
You know, as you ride it more, you'll get more and more comfortable with it.
I just want to take it to the track.
How is it comfort-wise? Do you feel pretty comfortable?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
At that speed, do you feel like you need a dampener, or how's the control? Like, how's the handling?
I would say, yeah, we should put one in.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But when you're using a dampener on regular roads, though, you won't be able to turn as easily if you need
No,
to.
I know.
Did
But
you feel any wobble?
No wobble at all.
okay.
So I guess if you're going to race it, then put the dampener in.
Yeah.
And if you're going to just ride on the street, then you don't need it.
71 miles an hour. Now that's pretty quick for a mini bike, but we know we can go faster. So we had this idea, we might bring it to a dyno and then test and tune it with them. We might change the rear sprocket, the jack shaft sprocket. We're definitely gonna get a new jet, and we'll probably swap out that exhaust, and perhaps we'll look into modifying the torque converter. So with that being said, let us know in the comments what your thoughts are. Again, huge shout out to Performance Mad for sending us all these parts. We know we're gonna get it even faster, so if you're interested, click the link in the description to get all those parts. And stay tuned because we are about to hit 10,000 subscribers, and when we do, we have a very special announcement, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and let us know in the comments what your thoughts are on the bike. All right, we'll see you in the next video.